And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Songs of Six, and we're going to open this part up by going to war. We're going to declare war on this faction here. Declare. Accept. And we're going to march our army towards their city. And we should have a fight as soon as we cross the border here. Yeah. Army is far stronger than theirs, but it's not so much stronger that they will not retreat. In fact, the auto-resolve says we lose. The auto-resolve is wrong. We're going to easily win this. Especially because we remembered to actually give our guys weapons. Previously, we were trying to equip with spears, and we weren't making spears, we were making swords. Now they're equipped with swords. Should be an easier fight. So, close formation. We'll deploy like that. Are you producing weapons already? Yes. We are producing weapons. We make swords and metal armor. In this run. No, this is the first stream in the city. This is the third stream, I believe. So we've been going for a while. We're up in the low thousands. Actually, almost the low 2000s, I think, with population. The previous couple fights we've had, which would have been the last stream, I had forgot to tell the Dondorians, the Dondorian units from the home city, to equip with swords, and instead we had them ordered to be equipped with spears, and we weren't making spears. So we had a couple spears laying around, but we didn't have enough, obviously, to equip 200 Dondorians. And then even here, we're doing like sort of minimal equipment. We're doing like one unit of armor, 1 unit of swords. Although 1 unit of swords is going to be better than no units of weapons, so should see our guys perform significantly better than before. And we're going up against... to be fair, this is a faction, so they may be reasonably equipped. Oh no, they're pretty under-equipped. So we're going swords and metal armor versus leather armor and spears. A big advantage they may have is they're actually shield-equipped. Okay. And yeah, we outnumber them like 2 to 1, so this should be an easy fight. There we go, broke one of their groups. And if we can, I'm going to reorganize and get flanking on the last one, which should make the fight fairly easy. There we go. Surrounding the last functional enemy unit on 3 sides, and then they go surrendering. So we lost a total of 4 army personnel to 147 of theirs. So, successful battle. And we'll release the prisoners. We're somewhat benevolent, and we were close enough to just occupy the city right away, so we will take the city. City is occupied. And then we'll start the city off by at least making sure that it's going to go to level 1. We are shrinking on everything except for Garmithi. Our resting target is below 300. So if I want... Although that's maybe a little bit... No, the devastation is only my 7%, so we're still going to need more than what it starts with. I want to take it up to 300. Let's assume that we can do something like growth. Go for the next region capacity. So that'd be target of 309. We're losing everything except for the Garmithi, which is 17. Okay, so if I go double growth, target's 381. We're shrinking everything except for the Garmithi, which is 0. We'll go up to 21. So what I can do is that will work to keep the population over 300, so we can keep it as a large village. That leaves us with 5 workforce. We'll do a stand and... we'll leave the 5 workforce unused for the moment. Let accept. We'll come back to that in a moment. How are you on clay? Okay, you're better on clay. And stone. Better on clay and stone. You're really good for gems. Do you have a different city working on gems? You're working on gems. The neighbor's working on gems. Yeah, so this might be a situation where I do something a little bit inoptimal yield-wise, because we don't want the optimals. Although, another 180 stone wouldn't be terrible. I could definitely start building out of stone if that was the case. Sure. Yeah, we'll see how stable that is. Okay. So that is all the military conquests we're going to be doing on the map for a while. Almost large enough to take on these guys as well. But these guys are too big. This is a really big civilization over here. I go and see the civilization view. So we're probably going to be not expanding for a while. That's going to be the easy to take free territory finish taking over. Although we're now nice and contiguous, which is nice. And I can probably start to establish trade agreements with the new neighbors. How do you feel about me? Enough to accept trade? Sure. We'll barter you some money. Trade. They do not like me enough to trade currently. And then these guys really don't like me. Oh no, they're aggressive towards me, but they reasonably like me. For the moment, we'll agree to a trade deal. Pay 8k to get a trade deal with them. $13 million to integrate with them. Diplomatically, we might think about that. Anyhow, there's a question, am I producing weapons? The answer is yes. We have a smithy here with 4 guys making swords, making falcatas, and then a smithy right next to it with 15 making full plate. And assuming they're adequately receiving their inputs, they should be producing more than we need. Although I'm having delivery issues. Let's check our smithy. Or not this. Oh no, it's the metal. I'm having delivery issues with the metal, right? Yeah, it's a hauling issue. It's probably the fact that there's not enough ore in the system to prime the system properly. Let's go for another 10 ore miners. Can I just up the tax? Did I up the taxes? I set you to do taxes. I did set you to do stone taxes. I'll turn the taxes down, because obviously... have that tax is max, no problem. That one max, no problem. That one max, no problem. We're occupying this one, so we want to get it happy as quickly as possible. Once the devastation goes away, we'll probably actually send the... might actually send the city garrisons home. Dear subject, I don't remember your name, but your yearly taxes are due. I think I know who you are, and I'm not gonna be paying you taxes. I think that's this guy. Yeah, that's this guy. He wants to be my rival. He's not... well, he's got a standing field army of 62, right? Even once I send my city garrison home, the army is going to be stronger than him, so... no, we're going to tell him no. If he wants to be mean like that, he can just be mean. Mean by himself. No. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to keep them happy for very long, but it is what it is. Oh, do I have the technology for roads? Not for the highways. Which is probably the brick road I want, okay. They're still trying to get me to pay them stuff. No, I'm not actually scared of you. Or is that them trying to give me stuff? Oh, that was them trying to give me stuff. Whoops. Said no, they're giving me stuff. I have declined the offer. Whoops, daisy. Negative for extortion, even if the extortion was like, no, don't give me stuff. Gonna let another 30 humans in. To work this new library. With that, I should have enough resources to enable library upgrades. So Twitch chat saying, cool. I think that was in response to me showing where the weapons were. And then no question for me hitting the wrong one, I think, on that decision a little while ago. Because apparently I'm not spending enough time reading the random pop-ups from diplomacy pop-ups. Which is true. I'm not spending enough time reading them. Back out on the world map. You're now happy. Oh, still got the serial killer running around. Okay. Okay, support isn't all the way up. We'll give it a little more time. Okay, so target is improved. I'm gonna see if we can keep this place stable, dropping it 1 land clearance tier. that keep you over 300? It should. Yeah, it should keep you over 300. That leaves me... Well, it still doesn't leave me enough workforce to do another building. Pretty sure if I do the next one, will be below 300. Yeah, next one takes us below 300. Oh, if I want more taxes, that's probably a good way to get more taxes. What's the proximity I have on the regions? Any regions not 100% proximity? You're not 100%, so I could also build a road to improve proximity out to this one. I think we'll just go for taxes. I think the proximity is close enough. And then wait until the loyalty gets up to positive, or full. I'm going to send one of our Dondorian divisions home. I'm going to do an app here. Recall one. We now have 50 surplus knowledge. We're going to spend 50 of those. Oh no. 73. Need 100. Should be trending up to that point. Oh, I also thought it was 50, not 100. Yeah, I was also thinking it was 50, not 100. Still probably worth doing. It might be a little early to do, but... Anyway, right now the Dondorians are unhappy because we have a serial killer running around killing them. I think that would make anyone a little bit grumpy. Once the serial killer clears, we'll be able to be a bit more willing and able to get population growth going. And then we do have... We're actually positive on food, okay. Oh no, we're actually about negative 30. It's just we had extra meat from an event. Let's get a bigger ship, bigger fishery then. I'd rather build from right to left in this situation. So right as I go, which is there. And I'm going to trim the inland area off that I don't need. And that should provide enough fish to cover the meat, the food deficit. Yeah, and that's also more living jobs. I could probably bring more amphibians. Yeah, let's go another 30 amphibians. We have them set to be super heavily prioritized to work in the fisheries. So I think as long as we keep them less than there are fisheries, they'll be reasonably happy. Waiting for knowledge to approach knowledge target. Not there yet. 20 more to go, and then we'll have the upgrade, and we'll apply the upgrade to the libraries. Because right now we're getting 25% extra from having humans work these. We're getting 22 additive from number of workers. So an extra 50% from the upgrade. Oh no, the upgrade is a flat plus 0.5. Okay. So the upgrade doesn't play off against the experience. Although it's still multiplied by the species, so it'll be more than 50%. So 120 times 0.5 is 60. Times 25 additional percent will be 75. So it won't quite pay for itself, but nice to have that locked in for future expansions. And yeah, expansion-wise, I think we're gonna chillax on expanding until we either have better services or the serial killing ends. I do have a pretty decent slot of stone coming in. I do want to start rebuilding stuff in stone. Okay, I'm not going to bother with the roads. Probably want to go all the way. If we're going to make the transition, I probably want to go all the way to highways right away. Because I'll quadruple the speed, reduces the maintenance to a fourth. And our main people like it more than just doing the stone. Although that is cut stone, so in a way it's a little bit more expensive. Not there yet. We're at 95 of... Well, it's going to go over 100 before we apply it. It's gonna, the cap isn't 100. It's going to keep going past that, but... Are you at full loyalty? You are full loyalty. So at this point, I can go ahead and raise the taxes here. Get even more money coming in from there. Yeah, if these people in particular were to start something, we... Oh, if they garrison their army... Oh, they haven't garrisoned their army. Their army's there. I think the garrison grew a little bit. So they're up to... If we wanted to attack them, we need like 400. Oh, and I have a bunch of free workforce because the army division returned. So now 100 workers more available, basically. And probably a little bit more scary. Yeah, the 5 weakest bandits are now officially in hiding, so they don't want to pick a fight with me anymore. Because they're actually garrisoning the city. crop is... Oh, that's... Yeah, we don't need that anymore. Build a road over the top of that. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this spot here for the moment, but might do something with it in the future. Okay, let's check on the technology again. Okay, we're over 100 knowledge, so we're going to use that to pick up advanced libraries. And I've got innovation. So I can check in, say, on the value of upgrading fisheries. Yeah, we're getting more than 8 workers worth of output for 8 innovation. We'll take it. Pastures. Sure, we'll do pastures. We don't have enough pasture workers to do pasture tools. Don't have fishery workers to do fishery tools. Oh, that's advanced fishery. Fishery tools is that one. Yeah, still don't have enough to do fishery tools. Oh, mining tools might be worth doing. Yeah, let's turn the first mining tool on. Making 200 tools right now. What do I got? Warehouse space up here. Not using all the crates. Let's add an extra one to the 2 ores that we're making here. And then let's import tools up here. And an extra level to tools then. Twitch chat saying you have an unspent 100 innovations. Yes, I had an unspent 100 innovations. I hadn't been spending what we were picking up from levels in the last 2, the Legate and Legate Ray, specifically. Because I hadn't evaluated it as being particularly valuable. Leaving it open, so if I wanted to, say, pick up mechanics or something like that later, we could. Without me having to put more people in labs. And then we picked up the advanced library, so let's pop over to our libraries. That's the labs. There's the other lab. There we go. Library 1. And yeah, we got everything on hand to upgrade. Set it on a little bit higher, so we got a little more tools. So hopefully get a little more pushed up here. Okay, so let's push you a little bit lower. And let you pull tools. Help the tools get up there. Looks like definitely got more innovation than I need right now. Might pick up more crafting techs, so more of the unlocks, like mechanic and jewelry and stuff like that. should be beneficial. We'll take that. Assume I don't need that much. I can reduce the mines instead. Breweries, bakeries, charcoalers. That's mostly gonna hit my weavers and metalsmiths. Well, that's... yeah, I'll do that. Couple points there, like so. Anyway, I'm still sitting positive on innovation. That just means that, well, probably that's going to end up being the fine crafts. We're going to lock the fine crafts when we want the fine crafts. Which is another 25, 45, 55, 12, 60. So, I'm just leaving the 60 unassigned. So I only really get a surplus like 13. Okay, with the serial killer gone, we're regaining, or have regained, more importantly, the happiness base that we'll be losing to the serial killer running about. And presumably the wrongful deaths is going down as well, which the Dondorians care about, like, quite a lot. How's my harmlessness working? Okay, looking pretty bad over here. Apparently need more around the labs. Let's grab another housing block. Like so. The other solution is to do basement, so I can specifically add housing where we need it. Yeah, we're looking good over there. And over here, we're just short in this little area. How far does my generator reach? Out to about there. Okay, so we're still thinking about for the Syphilon that we're going to need a proper new neighborhood over here. We're going to mine that. Go on. Let's prevent our population from completely slowly declining back down by setting 1,310 as the current auto. Okay, so that means we've solved an unhoused situation. Good to see. Yeah, I'm thinking about sort of carving in a district area in here. Start with something like that. Worst case scenario, they're gonna have to put walls back in when I start building the housing. But we'll start carving that out. The Dondorians like having Syphilon ore in storage. It's also something I can reasonably export. Sell price is 320 each. And I think the Dondorians like mining it. Check that quickly. Yeah. They're not the best at mining it, but they have full fulfillment mining it. That and gems. No one particularly likes mining coal. I know one particularly likes mining ore, but particularly gems and Sithalon, our Dondorians here, do appreciate having as a job. And the knowledge, we're up to 49. A couple different options I've got for services. I have a well upgrade. Have I applied the well upgrade? Yes. So we can pick up basements, but that's not really a service upgrade. Oh, I've got enough to go all the way to fancy benches. Where were we in comparison to the target? Can I expect it to go up much more? Theory, yes. Theory, the target's 250. We're at 200. So if I give it a little bit more time, we'll have more knowledge. Or I can spend it on picking up a service right now. Like improved benches. They'll have a little bit more coming in the future. Yeah, we'll hold off a bit and see if we can pick up tombs. Work down the religion line wouldn't be a bad idea. Especially if we've got Sithalon ore, because Sithalon ore, start mining Sithalon ore, because that's required for our sacrifices. I have what we need for the stages. The markets are upgraded. The drought shouldn't really affect us. We're mostly doing fishing, which I hope isn't affected by the drought. And then we're mostly doing onyx pastures. Oh, the onyx pastures are affected by the drought. Okay. Oh, that's mostly going to hit the fiber. So we don't have enough fiber stockpiled. We'll start backsliding as far as having it available for making fabric. Up to 60, which is enough to pick up tombs. Go ahead and pick up tombs. Which is actually required for crypts. Let's actually put the game speed down fairly small. Okay, so crypts are an indoor building, which means they'll probably be decently big. Okay, that's a bit on the small side, but 10 graves here, shoved in here, is not bad use of the space. On the same note, obviously this is not going to work as an indoor one, so let's see how we can make use of this space as a outdoor graveyard. Oh, well, I could take a bit of the road. Wouldn't be too bad. Are you not using better stone roads? I'm holding off until I can do the highway. So I could use the stone. I've got the first tier available. The first upgrade available. I want this to be a full amount. I'm not gonna be able to shove enough in here. Although, do I need this to fill the whole thing? Maybe not. Yeah, never mind. That's not gonna fit where I want that to be. So yeah, on the roads, we've got... I have access to the dirt. And in theory, it would actually be an improvement to jump to paved. In durability and speed. I'm procrastinating until I can grab highway and do one full replacement. I don't have fancy roads yet, is where we're at. So this is Olivium. I can put up a bigger graveyard here as well. I think we only need, like, the one graveyard for the moment, because we're not necessarily going to have dead people at any given time, but... Oh, and I think we'll splurge here. We'll go, stone building. Okay, I'll need some sort of support in the middle. That has exactly one employee, which is pretty good. Yeah, and that'll be perfect on the respect. I can just do like a peg and a peg there. Which would be a decently workable crypt. Yeah, as far as the roads are going, we're still sticking to the dirt roads. I think I'm going to jump straight to highways when I can. We got enough cut stone coming in, so I just need innovation, really. Which is potentially an argument, right? We did the upgrades on these libraries. Could just build another library. Yeah, let's build another library, bring another 30 humans in. Somebody need to redesign the libraries to be bigger. Yeah, once we also get the... He should be building, right? So what am I... Cutstone is in the network, so people probably just have to haul it from a distance. Forgot to build that one in stone, that'll be fine. And I have gems. In fact, the stockpile's full in gems. Probably forgot to set an export on gems. Import depot, import depot. There's an unused export depot. Let's set you... Oh no, you're not unused. This has 0 demand, that's what's going on with you. You should actually have some demand, so let's put a worker there and see if that fixes it. Okay, so I need another export depot if I want to export gems. Because we literally have the whole... Literally have the roads full of gems. Okay, yeah, I need to set an export up for gems. Okay, Crypts done. That under religion is going to give us the other... How much fulfillment for burials? Another 2 points of fulfillment for burials. Because we're providing more burial sites than is needed, and with a sufficient respect level. Maybe just the carving that? No. I have to build the library pretty quickly. Red waters. That'll be fine. Of course, we're gonna have more people going to our shrines, but again, that's fine. Hasn't been in long enough to give us a decent knowledge boost. I think we'll try to push through basements into maybe actually doing the fancy roads at this point so we can get the highways in. Build us some highways. How's food looking? Of course it's gonna look good. We're gonna triple food output right now. Tolerable. Oh no, not 30. We're not triple food output. It's plus 30%. Definitely tolerable. Okay, good to see coal and ore in the logistics network. A little bit of a hauling issue there, but not too much. A little bit of hauling issue. I suppose let's go into planning mode for the moment. Planning mode. And we'll look at copy paste. That way I don't accidentally paste this where we don't want it. I'm gonna want like one of these. One sort of service center. Down here. Okay, so that bit we're carving out is about the right size. It's actually a little wide. Which will actually... That'll be fine for the first batch of houses coming into it, so... Yeah, it's a little wide, but that'll be fine. I'm not going to paste it there. I just want to know if it would fit. So yeah, when that's done, we can put the center there and then put houses around it. So then we can go and set up a giant mine on the Zithlum ore. Which will make the Dondorians happy from environment as we stockpile the Scythian ore. I think they want 2 Scythian ore in stockpile per... It might be per capita, not per Dondorian. It's either per Dondorian or per capita. Oh, and because I have a massive stockpile of the gems, the humans are actually happy. In fact, we can do the math here. So they're at 57%. So it must not be per human. Because we're not at 100%. Right, we should technically be at a fulfillment of like 3 per. Whereas if you're going off of population, we're at just under 2,000. 1,000 divided by 2,000 is about 50%. So yeah, okay, so it is per capita. It'll be the same for the Scythian ore. So if anything, that means I should probably store more gems. We do want to export it, just I need more storage of it in the short term. Okay, let's find some storage that we're not using. Actually, this is a good place to put gems, because we need it for maintaining the courthouse. So yeah, you're definitely going to get some gems. Gem you. You've already got gems. You're a decent tick away from where we need the gems, but we'll put gems in you as well. I've got space here. This is actually a pretty bad spot for gems, though. We don't need it up here. Actually, no, I will need 1 tick because we're going to need it for maintaining, I think. One of the service buildings requires gems. The higher level tier service buildings requires gems. You're full. You're full. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to set you not to pick off the ground, export gems, and right now we want you to export when we're over 2,000. So that should work. You have the range... Or do you have the range? Kick you up a little bit more. That should give you the range to that warehouse. That is probably the warehouse we want you selling it out of. Okay. No, it shouldn't be selling it because the humans want more in the stockpile. The humans are probably actually already happier because... Yeah, see that's trending up. We basically want to do that, but for Scythian or Dondorians. I suppose we technically are doing that with the fish already for the Amidians. Although the Amidian one is less intentional. Fish doesn't keep very well. But we want to be producing enough that we're in surplus, and so we're producing it. So in theory, that's going to go by out of the 60, although it's going to be slow. I do have enough to reach into Fancy Roads, so let's do that. Let's grab Fancy Roads. And we're not going to go Decorative Plazas, because then we're going to get in the situation of our... We're running multicultural, so the guys are going to get a bit picky at that point. Most of them are either... not... No one's going to get less happy because we're swapping from dirt roads to highway. Probably a good way to look at it. Okay. Bring in some of the main thoroughfares first. Especially around the place where we're making the cut stone. Oh, fudge. I've been on plenty money, darn it. Oops-a-daisy. I don't have any jobs in here that I can accidentally activate, so I'm just gonna roll over like that. Yeah, this should save us a bunch of janitor time. Because the janitors won't have to do as much maintenance on that upgraded road. The janitors may actually be struggling in this area, although it doesn't look to be a particular resource they're usually struggling with. For the moment, we did manage to get up to that 2,000. The humans are probably quite happy. Yeah, fulfillment's basically 100% on them. I will let you pick off the ground. To get all the random gems off the ground into the export bin. Yeah, let's trade them. So, out on the world map, I don't need this army to be bigger yet, but we're going to preemptively sort of build it. Can I get another 100 soldiers out here? Get 100 Dondorians. I can actually get 200 of humans. We'll do Dondorians first, though. Do 100 with sword, metal armor. We'll do 1 tick of training for the moment. And I can actually edit the existing one. While they're idling, are they training? I think they are technically training while idling here. We're going to turn their training up a bit. Yeah, then we'll start training towards the new target. The one that we have deployed, obviously, from the city can't, but the regionals can. And then looking at the time, it's probably due time for me to put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, the run will be continuing. There will be another part up tomorrow. I'm hoping we're ready to start building the city center down here so we can start mining the Sithlon ore. We've already just worked out we need to store 2,000 to keep the Dondorians happy. Because it's going to be, well, is it 1 per capita or 2 per capita? Let's do a quick double check so I can ease my thought process. It's actually 2 per capita, so we're going to need like 4,000 of it. Not quite as easy as the gems for the humans, but pretty easy. Partially because it keeps really well. Right? These don't expire very quickly. So that's what we're probably going to work on next time, is improving our road network by adding highways everywhere and starting to get Sithlon ore in the market so we can export it. it's valuable enough to export, and we'd have a lot of natural mining access for it. If you're watching on YouTube as such, there'll be a part up tomorrow. We are going to record another 5 parts during this recording session. If you're watching on Twitch, I hope you have been enjoying. I am going to continue the run, but it is time for the midstream tea break, where I go make a new drink of tea to drink, because the cold one in front of me is going to disappear in seconds. So we will be back as soon as the tea is brewed. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.